Good morning, students. This is the next video of Indigo. Presently, the landlords learned that Germany had developed synthetic indigo. What is the meaning of the word synthetic indigo? That means artificial indigo. Britishers were asking the Indian farmers to cultivate indigo, okay? But what Germans did, they started making artificial indigo, you can say that is as chemicals. So they were using chemicals as color. Fine. Now this started creating problem in the sense, now the Britishers became losers in front of the Germans because the synthetic indigo was quite cheaper than the indigo which was cultivated in India by the farmers. So the Britishers now they refuse to take the indigo. So directly they will not say, but indirectly they will apply some tricks on the farmer, make them understand in their own way. They thereupon obtained agreements from the sharecroppers to pay them compensation for being released from 15% agreement. Okay, now what happens here? The Britishers not ready to take the indigo crop. Okay, so what they said to the peasants that we are now releasing you from that long term contract. Is it all right? You are free. You are not forced to cultivate indigo crop. Why they said like this? Because indigo crop was not of much use to the Britishers. It was not a profitable business at this moment in front of Germany. And what they asked that we are releasing you from this agreement, so you need to pay the compensation for that. That is how they used to make our farmers from poor to poorer. That means the poor farmers, they have to pay some cash amount in lieu of that 15%. Is it all right? But they have already grown the indigo crop. Now what they will do? The sharecropping arrangement was irksome to the peasants and many signed willingly. Those who resisted engaged lawyers, the landlords hired thugs. You have a word here, irksome. That means quite irritating, and here the sense can be quite complicated for the peasants to understand this equation. So what happened? Some of the peasants, they signed on whatever they said, whatever Britishers said, yes, we are free from that 15%, we will pay you the money. But some of the farmers, they resisted. Means they said, no, this is illegal, we will not give that amount of money. And what they did? They hired lawyers. Now, one group of peasants who wanted to fight against this, okay, they were ready. They were looking for the lawyers. Now, what the landlord did, they took help of some anti-social elements. Okay, you have the word thugs, some anti-social elements, powerful people who can suppress these farmers who engaged lawyers. Then one more problem we find here, as we know, Rajkumar Shukla in the very first page, he was illiterate. So wherever they are signing, whatever agreement is made, actually they are not aware of what is the agreement because these people are illiterate. So they have signed, and after that when they realized that they are being cheated, okay, what happened? They wanted their money back. Okay. So once again, I'm repeating this because there is some calculation here. The poor peasants, they had grown indigo according to the order of the Britishers, Englishmen, but the Britishers refused to take that 15% indigo from the poor peasants because it was not profitable to them. Instead, they wanted cash money. Alright? So, this was the injustice which the farmers were facing. Because now, what they will do with that indigo crop? Okay, if nobody is ready to take it, they can't do anything with that. And now, the next pressure is the money that they have to pay as 15% compensation to the Britishers. At this point, Gandhi arrived in Champaran. So this was the scenario when Gandhiji arrived there. He began by trying to get the facts. So Gandhiji wanted each and everything in front of him in the form of facts and figures. First, he visited the secretary of the British Landlords Association. The secretary told him that they could give no information to an outsider. So, as we all know, Gandhiji's policy was non-violence. Okay, so instead of entering into any fight, into any trouble, he wanted to know the things from the Britishers, from their point of. He wanted to know their point of view. Plus, he wanted to know what the problem the peasants are facing. Okay, so that he can find out a solution between the two parties. So, now what he was told there, we cannot give any information to outsider. Outsider in the sense, Gandhiji was not a local person of Champaran. He came from some other place. So that is why he got this answer. This you can simply say the cunningness, the shrewdness, the crookedness of the Britishers. So Gandhiji was also not going to keep quiet. So what he did, he went to the Tirhat division in which the Champaran district lay. And he wanted to meet the next official who was at a higher rank from this secretary. Okay, so that was commissioner. So now he will go and meet. Now what happens there? Proceeded to bully me and advised me forthwith to leave Tirhat. Okay, this is the word me is used because Gandhiji is telling this to the author. Okay, so don't get confused. Gandhiji is telling his experience to whom? To the author. So he is using the word me. Bully, simply leg pulling or trying to show somebody that you are not up to the mark, you are not fit to speak. Okay, trying to suppress Gandhiji. Gandhi did not leave. He said no. It's my country, India, and I'm free to move anywhere. So you cannot say that leave this place. Instead, he proceeded to Motihari, the capital of Champaran. Now he will come to the capital of Champaran. Several lawyers accompanied him. Okay, so already we have heard name of Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Plus, there were some other lawyers who were taking care of the case of these farmers. So, those lawyers also accompanied Gandhiji. At the railway station, a vast multitude is large number of people, greeted Gandhi. People were very happy, okay, because Gandhiji is now taking the lead there. He went to a house and, using it as headquarters, continued his investigation. Now, Gandhiji is doing investigation from his side with the help of the lawyers as well as the local peasants of that area. Now, here, what he got, a report came in that a peasant had been maltreated in a nearby village. Maltreated, it can be any kind of torture. Gandhi decided to go and see. The next morning, he started out on the back of an elephant. That was the means of communication. We have to understand in that way. Now, he wanted to go and see that person who was ill treated by the Britishers. An elephant's back, one more significance here, that people could see him, because elephant is a very big animal, and if it is moving, everybody will come to know that yes, something is going to take place. So make it clear to the people. He selected that particular animal. Now it became a procession, elephant moving. Okay, Gandhiji moving on the back of elephant. So what happened? The police force came, okay, and ordered him to return back. Gandhiji kept himself very calm and cool. He didn't react to the situation. Instead, very peacefully, he followed the order of that messenger. Now the messenger, he is giving him an official notice that he is supposed to quit Champaran immediately, means leave Champaran immediately. Now what Gandhiji did, he took one copy of that notice and in reply he wrote that he will disobey the order. In the first line you have a word Gandhi complied. That means to obey order. Obey order in the sense he is accepting what the messenger is telling him. Okay. Now since he said he will disobey the order, okay, he gave it in writing. So what happened? The next step was a summon which was given to Gandhiji on the next day. Now what is this word summon? It's an official order from the court that you have to come and appear. Fine. So that's the meaning of the word summon. So now next day Gandhi was supposed to go to the court as per the official order. All night Gandhi remained awake. Yes, he was disturbed. Fine. He telegraphed Rajendra Prasad to come from Bihar with influential friends. Now he wants some people who can support him. So he was known to Rajendra Prasad and he called him. He sent instructions to Ashram. He wired a full report to the Viceroy. Okay, so he is giving some instruction to his ashram. Why? Because he wants that everybody should have the information what is going on in Champaran, so that he can get a support from any corner if he wants. He wired, that means he sent a telegram, because that was the only means of communication at that time to send message. So he gave that message to the Viceroy. Viceroy here is a person who is following the orders of the king, who is managing the things on behalf of king. Now next morning what happens? The town of Motihari, black with peasants. Now black with peasants means there were so many people that only the heads were visible, and that was black in color because of hair. So that is the sense here. It means it was a heavy crowd. Now these poor peasants of Champaran, they had no idea about Gandhiji's previous work. Fine. So what he did in South Africa. They only knew that there is a person, Mahatma, who wanted to help them, help the poor peasants. Now you have a word here, South Africa. Just in short, I'll tell you. that Gandhiji was a lawyer. He used to live in South Africa to fight against injustice and class division. And he was there in South Africa from 1893 to 1914. And this is 1617 according to the incident which is described here. So he came here in India in 1914. Their spontaneous demonstration in thousands around the courthouse was the beginning of their liberation from fear of the British. It was, you can say, a big step taken by the poor farmers because they are trying to come out of fear. Alright, before this, they have never taken any step to go against the Britishers. You can say this was the first step taken by the peasants. So, when the warriors are ready to fight, nobody can stop them. So, that is the scenario now. So, all the peasants, they have woken up from their deep sleep. And that's why they came here today in thousands and thousands. And looking at that huge crowd, the officials became helpless. Okay, because they also saw for the first time the way the people came out from their house. Before this, they could do whatever they feel like, but this is the first time when they can feel some slight protest by the peasants. Now, they asked Gandhiji to cooperate, and Gandhiji was ready to cooperate. He helped them to regulate the crowd, that means to control the crowd. He was polite, friendly. He was giving them concrete proof that their might, hitherto dreaded and unquestioned, could be challenged by the Indians. So, this line is very important. What happens here? Gandhiji was telling indirectly to the Britishers that till now, you people were the mighty, you were the Lord. Indians used to obey always, but now the fear is unquestioned. Alright, there is no question mark on the fear of the people. And if this continues, you will be challenged by the Indians. So Gandhiji was very clever at this moment. Okay, he could make the Britishers feel the power of the farmers. So while controlling the crowd, indirectly, Gandhiji is making the Britishers realize that your fear is now out of question in the mind of Indians. The government was baffled. You can say bewildered, confused, totally shocked. The prosecutor requested the judge to postpone the trial. Now, prosecutor here, the lawyer from the government side. Okay, so now he is asking the judge, please give some time. Apparently, the authorities wish to consult their superiors. Now, here we find the Indians are taking the upper hand on the Britishers because they are feeling little scared and they cannot take any decision. They want to consult their superiors. Now, when they asked time, Gandhiji is going against that. Fine. He read a statement pleading guilty. He was involved. He told the court in a conflict of duties. Okay. Now Gandhiji is making his point clear. Alright, now what he said, it was conflict of duty, means I was in two minds. Should I do or should I not do that? So because of that conflict, this situation has come. Now what is that conflict? On the one hand, On the one hand, not to set a bad example as a lawbreaker, on the other hand, to render humanitarian and national service. So now what Gandhiji is telling, see, I am trying to balance both the things. I don't want to be a lawbreaker. I don't want to go directly against you people. That means the Britishers he's addressing in the court. He's giving his side to the court. But I have come here to give the service of a human being. Okay, on humanitarian ground, I am doing something because the peasants are sufferer here. So I am here. Not for want of respect. Alright? It's not that I have come here for name, fame, popularity, respect, but in obedience to the higher law of our being. Because I am a human being and I want to understand the pain of another human being. So I have come here. I haven't come here to get name and fame. He is keeping his statement. He is giving justification why he is here and further why he is breaking the order. He is going against the order which was given by the Britishers. The voice of conscience, that means I want to go what my heart is telling to me, what my inner voice is telling to me. He asked the penalty due. You judge, you give me the punishment, whatever punishment you feel like. But I am here for the poor peasants because I want to be with them in their pain. The magistrate announced that he would pronounce sentence after a 2-hour recess. Now he is taking some time. I'll give the decision. I'll go through your case and I will give the decision after some time, and he is taking a break of 2 hours. So that is 120 minutes. Gandhi refused. He said, no, I don't want that time. Now what the authorities are telling, if you don't want to wait, what you do is you take bail. Fine. Now what is the meaning of this word bail? If you want to release yourself, okay, since a trial was going on, and if you want to release yourself according to your choice, you need to pay a certain amount, and from your side there should be a lawyer who will give the guarantee that you won't go so and so place or certain terms and conditions. Fine. So basically there was one amount. So that's why Gandhiji refused for that. When the court reconvened, the judge said he would not deliver the judgment for several days. Meanwhile, he allowed Gandhi to remain at liberty. Now what happened? This is a trick. They understood the manpower. Okay, the crowd that was there outside, it was not possible for them to control. And if they keep Gandhiji inside in jail, giving him any punishment, the crowd may go against the Britishers. And if it happens, if it is spreading around the country, the Britishers will be in deep trouble. So, keeping everything in mind, very cleverly, what they said, they released. They asked that you can remain free. At liberty means free. Now, by this time, the group of lawyers whom Gandhiji has sent a telegram, they all arrived. Rajendra Prasad, Brij Kishore Babu, Maulana Mazrul Haq, and several other prominent lawyers, they arrived, okay, according to the telegram of Gandhiji. They confirmed with Gandhi that they would discuss the matters among themselves and then come to a solution. So they wanted to have some discussion. Now Gandhiji wanted to know what is their stand. So now he is asking, if suppose he is going to prison, Gandhiji, then what they are going to do. Okay, now See the reply of the lawyers. They had come to advise and help him. If he went to jail, there would be no one to advise and they would go back home. Now, the group of lawyers, when Gandhiji is communicating, when he wants to know what is their mindset, what is there in their mind, what they are telling, that if Gandhiji will go to jail, they won't have any work, they will go back home. Now, Gandhiji, what about the injustice to the sharecroppers? Gandhiji demanded. Gandhiji said, if I go to jail or I don't go to jail, how does it help the sharecropper? That problem is same. Okay. The lawyers withdrew to consult. So finally, talking amongst themselves, Dr. Rajendra Prasad has recorded the upshot of their consultation. That means the conclusion, the net result. They thought amongst themselves that Gandhiji was totally a stranger. Okay, and yet he was prepared to go to prison for the sake of the peasants. If they, on the other hand, being not only the residents of the adjoining districts, but also those who claimed to have served these peasants, should go home, it would be shameful decision. But when they consulted everything amongst themselves, they were feeling little shy. Now why? Gandhiji was totally unknown. To whom? To Champaran, to Rajkumar Shukla. He was a very unknown face. But these people adjoining means nearby. Okay? Somebody came from Muzaffarpur, somebody came from the other district. So these people, they are more close to Champaran. So if Gandhiji can come all the way from his ashram, they are living in the district nearby to Champaran. So why they can't? So this was the question which was there in their conscience. And they were feeling shame for their decision that we will go back home. If we go back home, what will happen to Gandhiji? What will happen to the peasants? Instead, if we join together, put effort together, maybe we can take a step. So this came in their mind. So now, if they go back, it will be a shameful act, shameful decision. So they are now forced to stay here in Champaran. Now what happened? They all together went to Gandhiji and told him, we will also follow you and we will also go to jail like you are ready to go to jail for the peasants. The battle of Champaran is won. That means Gandhiji was able to build up the trust in the mind of the people. Okay, that is why this sentence is given. The battle of Champaran is won. Because each and every human being, right from a peasant to a lawyer to Gandhiji, everybody is ready to fight, everybody is ready to sacrifice. And if this is the willpower, anything can be done. Actually, there is no battle. It is strong willpower of a common man. Then he took a piece of paper and divided the group into pairs and put down the order in which each pair was to court arrest. Alright, so what happened? They divided themselves in groups and how they are going to present themselves in the court, and they themselves will go and tell, please arrest. Okay, so for that they made the pairs and did the rest of the work. Several days later, Gandhiji received a written communication from the magistrate informing him that the lieutenant governor of the province had ordered the case to be dropped. Now see the patience game. Several days. So Gandhiji was present in Champaran. It's not that the case has been stopped no such proceeding is going on, so he left. He wanted a result there. Okay, so he was waiting. And the Britishers, they have always seen the manpower, the huge crowd that has come in front of the court. So they didn't want to disturb this. Indirectly, they have taken the case back. Is it all right? The case was dropped means indirectly they have taken the case back. Civil disobedience had triumphed the first time in modern India. Now, civil disobedience, what is the meaning? There was one order of court. Gandhiji went against that. And he did everything peacefully. Throughout this movement, we don't see anywhere that he is using violence. It was a complete non-violence movement here. Okay? Because the huge number of peasants came out, and what the English people thought that it will be difficult for us to handle, so they had to move back. All right, so move back means the confidence of the people was again at the top. Now the next thing that they wanted to do is Gandhiji and the other lawyers, they wanted to know all the grievances of the farmers and try to solve their problems one by one. And the number of peasants were many. There were thousands in number and they had many complaints, many issues. They used to sign in different documents, but they were illiterate. They didn't understand the meaning what they are doing. So considering all these things, he wanted to stay there for some time and go through each and every documents, each and every complaint of the farmers and find out a solution for that. So that's all about this video. Next we will continue in the next video.